Art of happy living. That's the topic of the day. And what is the importance of this topic? The most important thing anybody wants in his life is happiness. Happiness. People have many needs. We all know that. But the most important thing is not identified by most of the people. Even it was not identified by our constitution framers. Why it was not identified, that has to be researched. See, whenever we meet somebody, the first thing we ask is about his welfare, about his health, and about his happiness. Yeah. In English, they ask, "How are you?" "I'm fine, thank you." "And what about you?" "I'm also fine." The meaning of that fine is happy, nothing else. Or they will say, "I'm good." Yeah. In Hindi, they say, "Khairiyat hai kya?" What does it mean? Are you happy? Tamilians, they ask, "Saukyam Tan, are you happy?" In Malayalam, they ask, "Sugamalle." There are 7,000 plus languages in the world. In any language, when people meet for the first time, they ask about the happiness of the man in front of him. Yeah. And moreover, the definition of a man is a pleasure-seeking animal who wants to avoid pain. Yeah. Every human activity is for achieving happiness and to avoid pain. Are you with me? Yeah, that's it. In many personality development classes and training programs, I ask people, what is the most important thing for you? They say money. Some of them say knowledge. Some of them say health. All answers are partly true. Now my next question is that why do you need money? They say to live. To that answer I ask, what is the meaning of living? Yeah, whatever you do, 24 hours a day is living. Living is nothing but attempt to meet the needs. We are born in this world out of the pleasure-seeking tendency of a male and female. Am I right? Yeah. And from the time of our birth till we die, we are seeking happiness. Nobody wants pain. But our life in this world will be a mixture of both. Yeah. So, if you ask me, what is the objective of education? My answer is, education is for happiness. People say it is for employment. Why do you need employment? You need employment for money. Why do you need money? You need money to satisfy your needs. When need is satisfied, man is satisfied. Yeah. Why do you need health? You need health for happiness. Why do you want to marry? You want to marry for happiness. You want to have children. Why do you want to have children? For happiness. Right? So, this thing has to be identified. But unfortunately, in Indian Constitution, you cannot see the most important goal of need of a man in our Constitution. Now, the most important need of man is totally neglected in our Constitution. You can see the word democracy. You can see the word secularism. You can see the word socialism in Indian Constitution. The most important areas of our Constitution is the preamble or the preface, then fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and direct principles of state policy. In any of this part or any other part of our Indian Constitution, you cannot see the most important thing what a man wants. But if you see the Constitution of Bhutan in the preamble itself, one of the objectives is that to increase the happiness level of the citizens. In Dubai, they have a deputy minister for happiness. Yeah. So, what I would like to tell you is that in any constitution, I don't know regarding other constitutions in the world, and moreover, one thing you might have noted that World Happiness Index, every year, World Health Organization prepares and reports a World Happiness Index. We claim we are the largest democracy in the world, area-wise or population-wise, but in the World Happiness Index, India stands 140th level. That is our level now, 140. In happiness level. Regarding the poverty line, we are 15. This is the latest report. Why such thing has happened? A government, whichever country it is, if they don't realize and recognize the most important thing for any citizen is happiness, they are not going to achieve the ultimate goal of a man or a country. So what I like to tell you is that even our education, now we teach chemistry, physics, history, Taj Mahal, this thing, that thing, and all that, right? But here, again, in our mainstream education, we ignore most important educations. Success education, health education, wealth education or financial literacy, then relationship education, then happiness education. To my mind, these are the 5 most important educations every citizen should get. But unfortunately, I am sorry to state, in our mainstream education we don't have that. As a result, what is happening, you know, in our state of Kerala in India, 38 persons suicide every day. The crime rate is increasing. Divorce rate is increasing. Corruption is increasing. I think 2 days back it was our mental health day. Mental health is coming down and down and down. In spite of all these so-called progress in science. Even science should increase the happiness of the people. But unfortunately, it does not. Yeah. So, we should get happiness education. I would like to talk about it. So, to be happy, what do we need? We need health, we need wealth, we need good relationship, we need success. I repeat, for happiness, the most important thing is health, wealth, good relationship, and success. Right? So, now, What is the criteria of progress in our country? When our production has increased, they say the country is progressing. GDP. The second parameter is per capita income. Now, I have a question here. The per capita income is increasing, but this guy cannot swallow anything, any food. Even he cannot drink water because he is suffering from throat cancer. What is the use of this per capita income? So to my mind, in our country, the criteria of progress should be rewritten. The most important thing, happiness should be included in our constitution. As all of you know, our constitution has been amended more than 100 times. Right. And the purpose of education should be written happiness. Now I like to tell you, how do we get happiness? We get happiness by satisfying our needs. Yeah. People have many needs. The great psychologist Abraham Maslow has a book, Motivation and Personality. I have a copy of it with me. He enumerated about 9 needs of man. But when I did my literature research, went through psychology books, and when I used my brain, I could find people have 20 plus needs. 20 plus needs. And they get happiness by satisfying these needs. The first 3, one is roti kapada makan. Yeah, need for food. Yeah, need for shelter. Need for clothes. Yeah, need for love. Need to be loved. Need for recognition. Need for appreciation. Need for respect. Need for power. Need for authority. Need for health. Need for money. Need for rest. Need for sleep. Need for knowledge. Need to spend the time happily. Need for success. Need for progress. Need for fame. Need for sex. Need for marriage. Yeah. We can enumerate 20 plus needs. So to be happy, our needs have to be satisfied. So that should be there. And very important principle of happiness is that be happy in your present situation and try to improve it. Don't postpone happiness. Don't postpone happiness. Now what are we doing? We are not happy in the present situation. We are always postponing our happiness. I will give you a classic example of a schoolboy who says, I will be happier when I am in the college. That means he is not very happy in the school. When he reaches the school, he says, I will be happy only when I pass the examination. Yeah. When he passes the examination, he says, now I will be happy when I get a job. When he got a job, he says, now I will be happy only when I marry a beautiful girl or a smart boy. Okay, he got married. And now he has 2 children. Now what he says, now I will be happy only when my 2 children are married. Okay, now one of his child is married to a daughter of Tata and the other is married to the daughter of Birla. Now you ask him, this gentleman, how are you? Are you happy now? Most probably the answer will be, the days of happiness have gone. That means he kept on postponing, procrastinating his happiness, and finally he says the days of happiness has gone. You see the situation? Yeah? So, the first principle we have to follow to be happy is, you have to be happy in your present situation. If you are not, you cannot be happy. Yeah. I tell you one thing, in the evening today I didn't get an evening tea just because of this recording. I have another recording and this is the second recording today. So I didn't get evening tea, but I am not unhappy. Yeah. Because I am teaching you people, you guys, the principle of be happy in your present situation. Right? Don't postpone happiness. Naturally, I have to apply it. So this is the first principle of happiness. Most important principle. So, enjoy the moment. Enjoy any moment. Right? So this is it. The second principle of happiness is have good relation with people. Good relation with people. So that you will get happiness. But unfortunately, the relationship nowadays is very bad. You see the relationship between the ruling party and the opposition party. Divorce is increasing day by day. We are getting more and more education, and the divorce rate is also increasing. Why? Crime is increasing. Why? Why there is a war between two countries? Relationship is very bad. Yeah. So, we should maintain good relationship, and there should be a relationship education that is not there in our curriculum. Yes. So the second principle is have good relationship with everybody on the globe. This is the second principle of happiness. Okay, now the third principle of happiness is that hope for the best and be prepared for the worst. Let me repeat, hope for the best and be prepared for the worst. Yeah. We always hope the best, but always it will not happen. I'll give you a classic example. You need some money. So you thought of going to one of your friends who is a very rich guy, and with the hope that you will get 1 lakh rupees from him, you went to him and asked him to give you 1 lakh rupees. But he said, at the moment, I cannot give you 1 lakh rupees. You will be frustrated. You will be disappointed, right? Because you hope you will get it. No. You didn't get it now. So when you are going for anything, you can hope for the best. But even if you are not getting what you wanted, still you should be happy. We need training for that. I will give you the fourth principle, that is emotional intelligence or mind management. We have heard a lot about business management. We know much about it. But unfortunately, we don't know mind management. In other terms, emotional intelligence. And this theory was put forward by Daniel Coleman. He has many books on the subject. So we have to learn it. Our mind has 100 plus emotions, positive and negative. And emotional intelligence says that you should know in which mental emotion you are, and you should know in which emotion the man in front of you are. And you have to manage your mental state and the mental state of the guy in front of you in such a way that it will result in happiness. We need training all these areas. So far I have enumerated 4 principles of happiness, and I am going to conclude here. This is the first part of Art of Happy Living. Art of Happy Living. So 4 principles you have to memorize. 4 principles you have to memorize and practice also. Knowing is not doing. Please remember, a great philosopher said, knowledge is power. I will add to that, knowledge is power only if you apply it. If you don't apply it, it is not power for you. I will give a classic example from the state of Kerala in India. A study was done in Kerala in India about the lifespan of the modern medicine doctors or allopathy doctors. The average age of a Keralite is 75. He lives up to the age of 75. At the same time, the average age of an allopathy doctor or a modern medicine doctor is only 62. This is not a hearsay. The study was done by IMA, Indian Medical Association. Yeah? That means when an ordinary layman lives up to the age of 75, an allopathy doctor in Kerala lives up to 62. That means 13 years less to English doctors. Now you see, who has more knowledge about health, nutrition and food? Doctors. And they have less age. What's the reason? They have only knowledge. They failed in applying the knowledge what they have learned. That's the main reason. So that's what I said, knowing is not doing. We all know we should have nutrition for our health. Why do we eat food? We eat food, people say, to fill our stomach. But to me, we eat food. The first reason is that we need nutrition. Second is to satisfy our hunger. The third one is to finish boring. The fourth one is compulsion from friends. These are the 4 main reasons why do we eat. Here, do you eat nutrition? No. The food culture of every country determines the health of that country. People who live more years in the world is Japanese. Yeah, Japanese. Why? Because they eat less, they eat nutritious food. In Kerala in India, what is our food culture? We eat too much meat, too much fish, and refined white rice, and 5 times white rice is the main cause of disease in Kerala in India. People usually don't have vitamins and minerals. In that case, we have to have natural food supplements. For that, I eat spirulina every day. It's an algae that grows in the water. Even spirulina is approved by NASA, and astronauts take spirulina to the moon when they travel, because it provides almost all nutrition we need. So my suggestion is that health is most important for our happiness, and nutrition is also very important. If you cannot have spirulina, what you should do every day, you should have fruits and vegetables. Nowadays, 25% of my food is fruits. I am 25% fruitarian. Yeah. So I have enumerated 4 principles of happiness. This is the first part of Art of Happy Living. And we will be continuing. You can expect for the second part, third part, and fourth part. At least I need one day to explain all the principles of happiness. Thank you very much for listening to me, and by listening to me, you will be encouraging me and you will be motivating me. Naturally, for anybody to act, they need motivation, and motivation is the force that creates behavior or action. I wish all of you a happy life. Thank you.